When analyzing a company, a disconnect between market perception and fundamental reality often presents a complex picture. And that's precisely the situation we see with Dongwei Technology. The narrative priced by the market seems to diverge significantly from the one told by the company's own order book. So, in this analysis, we're going to break down that paradox. At the core of this issue is a tale of two distinct business narratives. On one hand, you have the market's view, which seems to be looking in the rearview mirror, fixated on a past profit decline linked to a now dormant business segment. But on the other hand, you have the internal reality, a core business experiencing explosive growth, with new orders for its main products more than doubling. This is the disconnect we need to examine. So what is the force fueling this significant growth? The answer is artificial intelligence. Let's trace the demand chain, step by step, from the global AI boom right down to Dongwei's manufacturing equipment. The logic here is quite direct. It starts with the massive computational power required by the AI revolution. That, in turn, fuels a production boom in specialized hardware like AI servers and GPUs. This advanced hardware requires increasingly complex, high-density printed circuit boards, PCBs. And to manufacture those high-end PCBs, you need specialized vertical continuous plating equipment, or VCP. And that is Dongwei's core competency. Now, this demand isn't just a theoretical concept. It's quantified in this single, powerful figure. In the first half of 2025, new orders for the company's PCB equipment surged by over 100%. This is the AI boom manifesting directly in the company's order book. So what exactly is this VCP equipment? Well, you can think of it as a critical technology for building the underlying circuitry of AI hardware. Its function is to electroplate copper onto circuit boards, creating the conductive pathways for electronic signals. For the very dense, multi-layered boards found inside AI servers, the precision of VCP is absolutely essential, making it a critical link in the entire hardware supply chain. Beyond the current growth wave, Dongwei is also executing a strategic pivot with a new product line. This one is aimed squarely at the high-end market, positioning the company to challenge a long-standing foreign competitor. A look at the competitive landscape, particularly against the incumbent Autotech, reveals Dongwei's strategic advantage. Their new 3-in-1 equipment operates on an open platform. Now, for a customer, this is significant. It means they aren't locked into purchasing proprietary and often expensive chemicals from the equipment manufacturer. When you combine that flexibility with a lower cost structure and more responsive local service, you build a compelling value proposition for customers to consider a switch. And this isn't just a strategy on paper. The new equipment is already being validated by some of the industry's most significant players, including firms like Hudi & Shares and Tripod Technology. Securing validation from top-tier manufacturers like these serves as a strong signal of market acceptance and accelerating commercialization. So, we've outlined the growth narrative. The next question is, how does this translate into the financial results? Let's turn to the data to identify the turnaround point by contrasting lagging indicators from the past with the leading metrics that signal future performance. This chart illustrates the inflection point quite clearly. The first bar, showing a 23% year-over-year profit decline, is the lagging indicator. It reflects the drag from the old, now dormant business. But the second bar is the key, a nearly 50% increase in profit in just the last quarter. That is the forward-looking signal of a new growth cycle, driven by the core PCB business. And other leading indicators corroborate this story. We've already noted the dramatic increase in new orders, which provides clear visibility into future revenue. But beyond that, contract liabilities, which are essentially customer prepayments, are up over 177%. This confirms the solidity of those orders. And finally, inventory is up 95%, indicating the company is actively ramping up production to meet this incoming demand. Of course, any objective analysis must also consider the potential risks. To maintain a balanced view, we have to assess the potential challenges that lie ahead for the company. The primary risks are quite clear. First, the company's performance is closely tied to the capital expenditure cycle in AI, which could moderate. Second, new technologies could emerge and disrupt current manufacturing techniques. Third, an aggressive strategic response from the market leader, Autotech, is a tangible threat. And finally, on an internal level, the biggest challenge is operational execution. Managing the rapid increase in working capital requires flawless execution to maintain stability. This brings us to the central question this analysis poses. In a rapidly evolving industry driven by major technological shifts, which metric serves as the truer guide for assessing a company's trajectory? The reported earnings of the last quarter or the confirmed order book for the coming year? This distinction is fundamental to understanding the current state of Dongwei technology.